So pieces definitely coming together all season long with the starting pitching, with the exception of a couple of here and there starts. But man, you got to like what the Brewers are doing with their pitching. And you know what? Sunday's game, ain't no way they were going to lose 2 in a row at home to that team. We'll get to all that coming up next and look at the West Coast trip that the Brewers are going to make this week. That's next here on Locked On Brewers.
You are Locked On Brewers, your daily Milwaukee Brewers podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
We were doing the preview on Friday of this series, and I said, well, the Brewers will take 2 or 3. It's hard to sweep a team. You can look at Oakland, the A's. I'm always going to call them Oakland. Always going to call them Oakland, but they're the A's. You look at them, it's not a very good team. They have some nice parts, but winning 3 in a row against that team is going to be difficult. And the Brewers stumbled and they fell on Saturday, but they won the back end. And they won on Friday night. They took 2 or 3. I'm happy with that. Taking 2 or 3. They were not going to lose on Sunday. They were like a minus 135 favorite against that team. You kidding me? The A's destroyed themselves with mistakes. And the Brewers, against a good team like the Brewers, you can't be making 4 errors. But the starting pitching, once again, and this time it was Logan Henderson for the Brewers. Chuck Freeman, Locked On Brewers, part of Locked On Podcast Network. We are your team every day. Good to have you along here on Locked On Brewers. And man, I just appreciate it, you joining me. And I saw some of you fans at the ballpark today. As always, thank you. It was a great day to be inside under the roof on a rainy, cold day in Milwaukee. And went out and sat in the stands and saw a Brewers 14-1 win. And the starting pitching, yeah, other than the fact that Elvin Rodriguez started a couple of games, which after seeing Logan Henderson pitch on Sunday, you're like, and what was the reason that they had all offseason to think that Elvin Rodriguez was better than Logan Henderson pitching? Now, the Brewers front office, as I detailed last week, has made a lot of great moves. That was not one of them. How was Logan Henderson? And I know it was only 1 star. How was that guy not an option on opening day or earlier in the season? He has better stuff than Elvin Rodriguez. How was Rodriguez ever able to start 2 games? Henderson, 9 Ks, 6 innings, 3 hit ball. Like he'd been here all season. He was out there like a 10-year veteran. Although Murphy said afterwards that he said that Henderson was a little jittery out there. He was walking off the mound a lot and all that. And who knows? But I mean, Henderson to me, it's really good. He looked great. 9 Ks, 6 innings against a major league team. And they got a couple of bats in that lineup that A's. Man, how great that was. Fans, after striking out his final batter to finish off the 6th, gave him a standing ovation. So Henderson has earned himself another start. Again, front office, what are you thinking? How was this guy not starting much earlier this year? What was the theory? I just want to think what the common sense theory is, starting Elvin Rodriguez twice instead of seeing this guy pitch. All you do is watch 1 inning and say Logan Henderson's definitely a major league pitcher. Said after the game, yeah, it's good that my stuff is able to get major league hitters out. Well, the first inning you would tell, well, yeah, he's got some good stuff. Rodriguez, not so much. So this starting rotation is looking really good for the Brewers. But before I get to that, how about the Brewers just demoralizing the A's with 9 stolen bases, 6 in the first inning? They were running off the pitcher. Langoliers is a pretty good catcher for the A's, but they were running off the pitcher, running on him all day. Double steals, 6 stolen bases in the first inning. It was like watching my kid's Little League game. That's how it was. I hate to compare it to that, but guys just running all over the place at will on nearly every pitch, it seemed, in that first inning. 9 stolen bases like by the 3rd inning. It was great to watch. If that's your team. A's also committed 4 errors. Yeah, they were just terrible. That was a microcosm of a last place team last year on Sunday night, late Sunday afternoon. Team that just could not put anything together, the A's. And the Brewers, a team like the Brewers, they're going to take advantage of a team like that. they're going to take advantage, and they did, to a tune of 14 runs. Some guys got fat offensively as well here in the last week, but just running the bases and just destroying that team and going out after getting, 3-1 game on Saturday. It took an hour and 58 minutes. Brewers just went out and dominated this team. But I have to this pitching staff, again, save for a couple of Rodriguez starts and Alexander last Monday against Detroit was terrible. I mean, go to their log and you'll see their starting pitching has kept them in so many games. This is just like last year, starting pitching. And what's more incredible about this is the Brewers have had so many of their frontline starters on the injured list, and they're doing it with Priester, Patrick, Henderson, Quintana, who nobody wanted. All those guys are coming in and stepping up. Henderson didn't make the spring training did not make the varsity roster coming out of spring training. Patrick didn't make the varsity roster. Priester traded for first week of the season. Quintana wasn't ready for the varsity roster because he was signed during spring training. All those guys around Freddie, whose ERA is under 2. So it's Freddie, Quintana, Priester, Patrick, and Henderson right now. And then you got guys on the injured list. So you have an abundance of guys right now to go to. And again, I'm not ready to reward Logan Henderson with the Cy Young, but I'm telling you, it looked a lot better than a lot of other starters I've seen on other teams this year for one start. And it's like, how was this guy not on the roster to start the season? Odd. So let Henderson keep it going. Patrick, his ERA, 2.11. 2.11. And we are not going to see him. We're not going to see him on this 4-game series in San Francisco. But Freddie's been great. Priester, who we'll see Monday night. Henderson, man, you got to love them all. Starting pitching has been just terrific. And every year we complain, the Brewers will lose the game. Up the starting pitching. All the bullpen. Well, the starting pitching. No, go back. They're starting pitching with whoever they put out there. Last year, they were throwing Brice Wilson out there, and he was making quality starts. Yeah, some of these guys aren't going 7 innings. Some are, barely making it to the 5th, if that, or 6th. But man, they're not going out and getting pounded. Their pitching line isn't bad. Look at Patrick. Every one of his starts, you'll take it. For a guy who had not made the roster. Priester, 2 in the books so far. Henderson's, Freddie, and Quintana. Quintana, really good as well. So I'm excited about the starting pitching. Now, some of these guys on offense, can they turn it around and get going? Well, the newest addition is Caleb Durbin over at third base, and he's going to play third base. Pat Murphy has already said Durbin is going to be the everyday third baseman. Got 2 hits on Friday, ended up 2 for 11 over the weekend. But Derby is going to be the everyday third baseman until further notice. He's going to go out there and just continue to take the third base spot. I mean, do they have a choice at this point? Murph said that Durbin is going to be the everyday third baseman. They have no choice. They have no choice. Oliver Dunn failed them again 2 years in a row. So Durbin will be your third baseman. Again, show some promise at the plate. Does. Thought he had some decent at-bats. 2 for 11. But again, we're talking about a young guy looking to find his way. Great to see Christian Yelich climb out of his 100 hole. He's been batting in the 100s. He's up to 203 now. He had a good weekend. Had a little flare out the left field, little squibber opposite field that barely landed fair for a hustling double. So Ortiz, I'll get to Ortiz. Yelich had a good weekend. Frelick up to 342. I feel like Frelick and Turang are always on the base paths. Frelick up to 342. Turang up to 322. How about my guy Hoskins? Another home run on Sunday. Hoskins up to 262. His career high is 259. And that was limited at bats his rookie year. Hit another homer. He's up to 3 home runs. Hoskins, I believe it was Friday night. Hoskins didn't start. Start him every game. There was a right-hander in. Still start him. Don't put Bowers in there. Put Hoskins in the 4th and 5th hole and leave him there. Leave him play every game. Hoskins starting to heat up. 262, 3 homers. Let him keep raking. Now, Ortiz is drawing some criticism. Ortiz is hitting 184. He's killing him off. He hasn't been great at shortstop. He hasn't been bad. He hasn't been great at shortstop, but he's hitting 180. He's destroying him at the plate. We're going to give him some more time. But how much more time do we give Ortiz at shortstop? Then again, what's the option? What's the option? We come back. We'll talk more about this series coming up with San Francisco. Big series coming up with San Francisco. All that and more coming up next. Chuck Freeman here on Locked On Brewers. Locked On Brewers, part of Locked On Podcast Network. We are your team every day. Monarch Money. Yeah, our money goes. We did it again. Did it again on Sunday. Spent money going out. Should not do that. Monarch Money detects those kind of things. Detects where you spend your money foolishly. Whether it's dining out, online shopping, entertainment, it's easy to lose track. That's where Monarch Money comes in, your personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money says no, 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 and you got to listen to them. You have to. Just not a budgeting app, complete financial command center. They'll track all your accounts, investments, spending all in one place, so you'll stop just wasting money. You'll manage your money. You'll start building wealth, which we all need to do. They have great insights, all in one convenience. Manage your money with your partner. Smoother than ever. You can track shared and personal accounts, set goals, stay on the same page without all the stress. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Again, it's going to show you where you spend your money and where you're wasting your money. Use the promo code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com and you get 50% off your first year. It's monarchmoney.com. The Locked On code, the Locked On MLB code for half off your first year. Monarch Money, Locked On MLB at 50% off your first year here on Locked On Brewers. Chuck Freeman here on Locked On Brewers. Here, I got a programming note. Starting Monday after games, Brandon Scheid is going to be here doing postcasts. Right after the game, there's going to be a 20-minute postcast, a live one. He's going to be doing them after every games. I'll still be here doing Locked On Brewers. We'll be dropping him this, hours after the game, but he's going to be doing a live show right after the game. It's going to be starting up on all the Locked On channels. All the Locked On channels that they deem that would love to have a live postgame show, and they think the market is here for the Milwaukee Brewers to have a live postgame social. He's going to take care of that, and I'll be taking care of still Locked On Brewers every day for you right here, covering the Brewers. But he's going to be after postgame. He's going to be doing a postcast. It's called a live show right here on YouTube. All right. Now, the Brewers just don't lose 2 in a row. They don't at home. At home, they don't lose 2 in a row. They've had 4 and 3 game skids, but anytime they lose at home, I feel like this is like a trademark of a Pat Murphy team. They lose one, and they always come back and they play a much better game in game 2. They may play a downer like they did on Saturday night. Over 59 minutes. The game ended before it got dark outside. It ended before it got dark outside, and it was a 6:00 start. So, but the Brewers are just that resilient team. All right, Caleb Durbin. I know a lot of people are excited about him. Give him patience at the plate. Give him patience. He is going to take some time. But again, we all know that going in, they got him with a purpose of knowing they're going to have to grow with him. And that's what the Brewers do. They want to win, but they also want to develop players. They've done that with Turang and a few other guys on the team. Frelick, develop and win. Instead of those guys playing on bad baseball teams and developing, the Brewers are winning games and developing players, and they feel they can do the same thing with Caleb Durbin. And by the way, have you checked out Devin Williams lately, who they traded to New York to get Durbin? Devin Williams gave up a 4-run lead in the 9th inning at Tampa on Saturday night. The Devin Williams experience has been live and kicking. Boy, did the Brewers front office know something when they did not give him extension. They refused to give him a contract extension all those years. And I know Williams was not happy about it. Finally, they traded him in the contract year. But man, Devin is having a not very good year with the Yankees. Still early. It's only April. But my gosh, 4-run lead, a non-save situation, and he could not hold on to the game the other night. All right. The Brewers are in San Francisco to start a 4-game series. It's a big road trip here. They're all big, right? They're all big. You got 4 in San Francisco, 3 in St. Louis this weekend. Seeing the Cardinals, the rebuilding Cardinals for the first time. And the Cardinals, I say rebuilding, but still, they're 9-13. They're always, anybody in your division is going to be a tough out. Even the Pirates are in last place. Facing them, there's no cupcakes. But the good news is we're going to see the return of Tobias Myers Thursday afternoon. It's the only afternoon game. Tobias Myers is going to make his first Brewer start of the year. He's passed all the courses. He's hit all the check marks, and he's ready to go Thursday in San Francisco. How about that? So you have all these guys pitching well in the rotation. And now Tobias Myers. If those guys continue to pitch well, you go with a 6-man rotation. Seems like baseball does that. More and more teams go into a 6-man. But we'll see. That's a good problem to have. But Tobias Myers will make the start on Thursday. In Monday's opener, again, starts at 8:45 Central, late night Locked On Brewers coverage here. Quinn Priester makes the start with his .90 earned run average. Got his first win his last time out. Robbie Ray starts for the Giants. He's got a 3-0 record, a 4.19 earned run average. Did not make a very good start his last time out. And the Brewers looked at the Brewers' numbers against Robbie Ray. Not many guys have actually faced him. And with the Brewers having a young team, you can understand that. Only Yelich, Contreras, and Hoskins have faced Robbie Ray. And Yelich is 1 for 11, and the other ones have only a couple of bats. So only 3 players on this team have faced Robbie Ray so far, coming off the bad start. But this Giants team, they just dropped 3 of 4 to the Angels. In fact, their closer, Ryan Walker, blew a 3-run lead in the 9th inning at Anaheim on Sunday, and they blew a 4-run lead, a 4-1 lead, and lost 5-4. He gave 4 runs at the bottom of the 9th inning, and the Giants lost 3 of 4 against the Angels. And the Giants came out of the gate strong. They're still good. Giants are still having a great year. They're in a tough division. I'll tell you that National League West. The Giants are 14-18. The Giants are 14-8, and they're in 3rd place. 14-8, and in 3rd place behind Los Angeles and San Diego. What a tough division that is, the National League West. So, Priester against Robbie Ray. Jung-Ho Lee with the Giants. He's a guy you're going to hear more of this summer. He's a guy who's flying under the radar right now, but people are starting to pick up on him. He's honestly one of the best hitters in baseball. He's hitting .333. He's got 3 or 4 home runs. He is a budding superstar. Jung-Ho Lee, Korean baseball star. Watch for him. They signed him to a big contract in recent years, and he is an emerging star for the Giants and a tough out. A very tough out from the Korean Baseball League. Remember the Korean Baseball League? Watching that, getting up early in the morning. There was nothing to bet on. You bet on the Korean Baseball League during COVID. Turning it on, like some of the major networks were covering it. It's good stuff. The games would start like 4 o'clock in the morning, Wisconsin time. But Jung Ho Lee in the Korean Baseball League, budding superstar. All right, so the Giants on Tuesday, we'll see Jordan Hicks for the Giants. Quintana will go on Tuesday for Milwaukee. Freddie Peralta pitches on Wednesday against Logan Webb, another night game. And then Myers will make the start against Loudon Roop for San Francisco. Got to go in there. I'm telling you, just at least get a split. Get a split in the series. Cubs lost a heartbreaker on Sunday. The Brewers move within a game. We'll take a look at the central standings and see what kind of weekend some of these other teams in the division had. And, of course, Sunday, it's always Easter Sunday with the Brewers. You reflect back, and it's now 38 years ago. We'll talk about that coming up next here on Locked On Brewers. Locked On Brewers, part of Locked On Podcast Network. We are your team every day. By the way, our podcast, you get it on Google, Spotify, Apple, wherever you download your podcast. We are there. We're the number one Brewers podcast on the internet. You great Brewer fans, all the downloads and all that from all the web, all the various sites, all the audio platforms. We're the number one Brewer podcast on the internet. Thank you very much. Please subscribe to our whatever audio platform you get it on. Please hit the subscribe button. And, of course, please join us on our growing YouTube page. Search Locked On Brewers on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell that alerts you every time we drop an episode. And you come right in to our Locked On Brewers studio with all the Brewer memorabilia up there. And I'm very proud of all that stuff back there. It's good stuff. Easter Sunday, 1987. Now, normally during the game, the Brewers always show the video on the video screen at AmFam Field, and I'm sure they did on TV as well. So when the Brewers won their 12th in a row, Easter Sunday, they beat Texas to go to 12-0 in 1987. And they ended up being 20-3 at that one point. And then by Memorial Day, they were like below the 500 mark. But Easter Sunday, they were down 4-1 going into the bottom of the ninth inning. I was covering the game, and I was thinking, I was writing my script that the season was over. Not the season was over. The streak was over. And Deere hits a 3-run shot into the wind to tie it. 2 batters later, Dale Swaim hits the walk-off home run into the bullpen in right center field at County Stadium. Easter Sunday, 1987. It was a warm day. It was a beautiful day to get out there. Still, they had about 30,000 out there. In today's Brewer world, they would have packed AmFam Field. Still was a good crowd because April crowds did not draw well in Milwaukee, even on a nice day at County Stadium. But Easter Sunday, so they showed the video as I was walking into the AmFam Field today. My kid, we always go down to the first base line at AmFam, and he hits the pitching machine there, and it takes a couple of swings and all that. At 13, he's teetering on growing out of that, but he did that on Sunday, so we did that with him. That's a kind of a ritual we do it. He's getting kind of big for it though, so we do it. Did not go to the C League experience, but we did do that. But as I was walking, as my kid was hitting, all of a sudden on the scoreboard, about 25 minutes before the game, they showed the Easter Sunday highlights. Yeah, and that was the first time I've been to a game at AmFam where they actually showed it before the game. Usually they show it between innings, but who knows? The Brewers, the Cubs had a few rain delays in their game, and they ended up losing extra innings to Arizona after the Cubs had won the first 2 games of the series. The Cubs are 14-10 with the loss. The Cubs now a game ahead of the Brewers. Brewers now 12-10, matching their season high over the 500 mark at 12-10. Cincinnati, watch out for the Reds. They're 11-11. Was it 24-2? They won at Baltimore. I mean, they just pounded the O's. Cincinnati 11-11 on the season. Let's see. St. Louis 9-13. Brewers will see them this weekend. They're 4 games out. Pittsburgh at 8-15, 5.5 out. Brewers a game behind the Cubs. Like I said, I watch the standings every day. I keep us posted every day on the standings. So Brewers took 2 or 3. Cubs took 2 or 3 from Arizona at Wrigley over the weekend. And that's going to do it for Locked On Brewers, man. That was a fun weekend to be out there at AmFam Field. Athletics came to town. Brewers, I think Caleb Durbin, I was initially down on him, but I see a few things in there that I feel like could produce on this team. certainly better options than what they had over at third base to start the season. Certainly that area. And Logan Henderson, give him another start. Like I said at the top, how was this guy not on the opening day roster with the stuff he has? Not just how he pitched today, but how he pitched, how he handled himself. How was he not a better option than Elvin Rodriguez? All right, everybody. Thanks for joining me on Locked On Brewers. Again, you get us on Google, Spotify, Apple. You make us your number one brewer. Thanks for making us your first listen to every day here on Locked On Brewers. All you guys always come up to me and say, hey, Freeman, I'm an everydayer. He came up to me at the ballpark and said, Chuck, I'm an everydayer. I love that. Me, an everydayer here on Locked On Brewers. Your second listen, if you want to know what's going on in the rest of baseball, Locked On MLB is your place to go. We got this post-game show at night on Locked On MLB that they do. They go around the league. I'm on there on occasion after games. So lots of good stuff here on Locked On Network. But please make us your first listen to every day. Locked On Brewers. Chuck Freeman here on Locked On Brewers, part of Locked On Podcast Network. We are your team every day. Have yourself a great Monday, everybody.